I love rare and discontinued cases as an investment because they are simply getting opened faster than they are dropping, and the supply is diminishing. And on that supply and demand curve, even if there's some cases out there that you can argue don't have that crazy demand, if the supply is always dropping, I really think it makes sense that prices are going to consistently go up over time. And so far, that's what we've seen throughout much of CS2's history. I am Jerm, a CS2 collector, investor, and cash trader. In this video today, we're going to be talking about one case or a couple of cases that are going down in supply a little faster than some of the other ones, and some people are concerned that they may eventually go extinct or get pretty damn near it. And obviously that presents an interesting investing opportunity and area and concept, and that's what I want to talk about. But of course, first, just wanted to plug my cash trading business. If you are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, turn them into cold hard cash or crypto or any other payment method, definitely hit me up over on Twitter, first link in the description below. We're buying pretty much anything and everything for the right price. You can see here we got some gloves, knives, cases, all kinds of different stuff, and of course, you're helping support me, my channel, and my content if you sell to me. With that being said, let's get right into this video today. So this video concept was spawned by this tweet from CS2. He always has some really cool and interesting insights on the CS2 investing world, and he also just follows all kinds of different stuff really closely. He catches the trends really early. He has, his ear to the ground in the CS2 world. He knows what is going on. So I do like following him on Twitter. He's a very cool follow. But he tweeted out this a couple weeks ago. He said, "Crazy how the Operation Riptide case, the most recent of all operation cases, has dropped sub 1K supply on the Steam market." Now, this is very crazy. Obviously, like I said, rare cases, they present this really interesting investing opportunity because rare cases are still dropping. They are 1% of the, case drops that we get in CS2 right now, but that 1% is split between however many rare cases we have. I don't know, 20, 25, 30 rare cases, whatever it is. So they're actually a fraction of the 1%. Each case individually is a fraction of the 1%. We know the case numbers are crazy. There's thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of each case being unboxed every single month. But for the discontinued cases, the math gets a little bit even more crazy and a little bit more ridiculous because these cases aren't dropping anymore in any capacity. So the supply is only ever going down, and that presents maybe even a crazier investing opportunity. Now, obviously, the downside of the discontinued cases is they are way more expensive. You can see here, this is the Operation Riptide case at €6.82, like like $7.50 or something like that, and that's a lot more expensive than something like Prisma 2 cases, which you can get for like 60 cents or whatever. So people will argue that the Operation Riptide cases and all the discontinued cases maybe don't have as much upside because it's easier for the Prisma 2 case to go from like 60 cents to $1 than it is for Operation Riptide, in theory, at least they claim, to go from $7 to $15 or whatever. And obviously, at the end of the day, investing is going to be investment or percentage based. But it is very interesting. And obviously, as these supplies continue to dwindle and drop, it is very interesting. But also, the fact that the Operation Riptide case, like he says, being the newest of the 3 discontinued operation cases, still being the lowest supply in the Steam market, that is very interesting. He shows here the Shattered Web and Operation Broken Fang cases are still well above that despite being years older. Shattered Web case sitting with 2,391 cases on the Steam community market just at the time that he's listing this or posting this, and also Operation Broken Fang with 2,648. Now, Steam is not the end-all be-all, obviously, because there are tons of cases a million other places. There's tons of cases listed on Buff163 and UPin and Float. There's also a ton of cases in storage units. There's a ton of cases in public inventories, and we never actually knew or found out just how many of all these discontinued cases were created. For a lot of the other cases, we can kind of make a very good estimate because we know about how many drops there are. We can do the math and find out about how many of the other cases, but for discontinued cases, the math gets way harder because obviously people could redeem them on their own volition and kind of choose which things they wanted and yada. We don't know exactly how many of them were ever created. So it gets a little bit more sticky. It gets a little bit more crazy. But like we said, all we know is that however many are out there or whatever, that this number is dropping all the time. And yeah, there are some people in the comments that have different theories and ideas about what is going on. But what is crazy is people saying, it's what if the Dreams and Nightmares case didn't have the same knives? Because obviously that's what is really sick about the Operation Riptide case. The guns and the actual skins are not that crazy. Desert Eagle Ocean Drive, not that cool. AK-47 Leap Museo, not is something I'm getting super excited about. None of these skins are that crazy. I do think the Spider Lily is a very nice budget skin. I think Mount Fuji is actually a beautiful MP9. I like the USP Black Lotus, but there's not anything here that I'd really be trying to open to get a case. Now, the only thing in this case is these Gamma Doppler knives, and most specifically the butterfly gamma Doppler, because if you don't know, these are the going rates for a butterfly gamma Doppler right now. You're looking at $12,000 for the stat track, and you're looking for about $15,000 for the normal version of a butterfly knife gamma Doppler emerald. So obviously that does make this case worth opening in that regard. But if you were going for the butterfly knife gamma Doppler, you can also find this in the Dreams and Nightmares case. So why specifically would you be opening Operation Riptide cases? I don't know. There's not a ton of incentive. The skins kind of suck, but the knives are very cool, but they can be found for much cheaper in the Dreams and Nightmare case. But when we take a look at the case unboxing numbers, which I have pulled up right here, we can see that within the last month, people aren't opening a ton of Operation Riptide cases, but they are still opening them. We've seen that's Operation Riptide right here with 53,000 of these estimated to have been opened in the past month, which is very, very crazy because we know the supply of these things is already insanely low. Again, like I said, when Ra tweeted this out, there's only 1,000 of these on the Steam community market. Now, that doesn't mean there's only 1,000 of them left out there. It just means that there's 1,000 people trying to sell them on the Steam market at that time. Now, I will say, since he tweeted this number did bounce back up. It's now sitting at 1422. But that is very, very small, and it's still smaller than the Shattered Web and the Broken Fang cases that he also showed. So a couple of different things going on here. Obviously, this case and these golds are pretty popular, and people do like them. But also, there were some people talking about how it's possible that there weren't as many Broken Fang or as many Operation Riptide cases redeemed in the first place. It definitely has the best golds from the recent operations, possibly a reason for that, but still. Dreams and Nightmares has the same gold, so that's a little bit weird. But this case compared to other ones was pretty underinvested, as people just weren't motivated to buy big amounts, especially when you had bought a lot of Shattered Web cases from these, and the profits were very mediocre. So I don't know. Yeah, and like people said, the reds and the skins in it were garbage. Maybe people just didn't redeem as many of these, or maybe there are not as many out there. But yeah, it is definitely an interesting thing to keep in mind. Again, Petrie tweeted this out as well. He said, somebody bought all the Operation Riptide cases. It's always been a very, very low supply. 300 of them were sold in the last 24 hours when he looked at this. So that is very, very interesting to note. But yes, the Operation Riptide case is, I think, a very, very interesting investment opportunity. It's up 7% in the past month, but also I do think it's been going pretty crazy lately. We can look at 45% in the past 6 months, and it's up about 29% in the past year. I do think 2 years is an interesting time horizon to look at for a lot of items right now because, it kind of takes out a lot of the CS2 hype craziness. But yeah, in the past 2 years, this thing is up 258%, and all the discontinued cases, I believe, have been going pretty strong. Shattered Web only up 1.46% in the past month, but again, if we look at that 2-year type of time frame, going from September of 2022 till now, Shattered Web is up 221% in that time, compared to 258, and then you have, obviously, Operation Broken Fang as well, which has definitely done good since September of 2022 as well, giving us about 2 years, being up 263%. So, Operation Riptide and Broken Fang very close in that regard, with Shattered Web falling a little bit behind, but all the discontinued cases have been very, very good investments over the past 2 years, and I think they will continue to do so going forward in the future. Again, it looks like out of any of them, Operation Riptide is perhaps the closest to going extinct, or the supplies just being very, very wiped out, or being very, very hard to find. Again, I don't really see a ton of incentive for this case to be opened, but for whatever reason, again, we've seen around 50,000 of them open in the past month, and if these numbers continue, again, these cases are not being replenished. With rare cases, at least some of them are being replenished and drop back into the pool, but with discontinued cases, we are not getting any new ones of these created. Obviously, some of them are going to be lost on banned accounts. Some of them are locked away on accounts that maybe people forgot about or aren't even actively doing anything with. Some of them are being opened, and yes, very few of them are actually on the open markets, and so far that has been very, very good for prices. Now, again, I get people saying, hey, it's overpriced, it's too expensive, at $7 it doesn't make sense in an investment or whatever, but again, the proof is in the pudding. Over the last 2 years, it has been very, very good. It's outperformed a lot of other items that people own and invest in CS2, and the math is just mathing for me as these unboxing rates continue and the rarity of this goes up. Again, it's always been a low supply item, and supply is only getting lower. I do obviously understand that, yeah, you can find those knives in the Dreams and Nightmares case as well, which in the active duty, but also eventually Dreams and Nightmares is going to go into the rare pool, and then the Dreams and Nightmares prices are going to keep going up, and eventually, the Operation Riptide Dreams and Nightmares prices will probably get pretty competitive, maybe way down the line or whatever. But yeah, with supplies like these, this case might just be a little too rare and a little too low supply for me to pass up, and it might be something that's on my investing radar in the short term. I I mean, maybe I might own like 10 Operation Riptide cases or something like that right now. I do not have a substantial Operation Riptide case, like in my portfolio, but it's definitely something I'm keeping an eye on. And it's going to be interesting to see, 5-10 years from now, is this case going to be extinct or what is going to happen? I have no idea, but it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this all plays out. And yeah, just a lot of people have been concerned and intrigued lately when the supply actually dropped below 1,000 on the Steam community market. So I don't know, keep an eye on this. We'll have to wait and see. Pretty much it was this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.